The San Francisco 49ers are sellers at the trade deadline. We were going to come on here and do some film breakdown, but as I was getting in the shower, the 49ers dropped the news, or I should say Adam Schefter dropped the news that Jeff Wilson was traded to the Miami Dolphins. We're going to talk about it all right now. Let's get into it. Big moves are being made. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. Well. The 49ers are indeed active at the trade deadline, but not buying, at least as of announced right now. Again, the trade deadline is coming down to the wire, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. As of right now, the 49ers are sellers, and they take Jeff Wilson Jr. and they flip him for a conditional round fifth to the Miami Dolphins in 2020 for a 2023 pick. I'm surprised, but not surprised at the same time. I do understand that, Christian McCaffrey being traded to the San Francisco 49ers clearly made it a crowded running back room, because we do know Elijah Mitchell will return. And I also think this says a lot about Jordan Mason. I know we haven't seen Jordan Mason play a whole lot, but I do think it says something about what he brings to the table, because if the 49ers really did feel like they could release Jordan Mason, bring him back to the practice squad, I don't know if they believe they can do that. So they make a move to get draft compensation in return for Jeff Wilson. Again, Jeff Wilson is a free agent at the end of the year. So when you take a step back, I like Jeff Wilson a lot. I think Jeff Wilson's a really good running back. The Miami Dolphins get good value with the 5th round conditional pick to go get Jeff Wilson after they just traded Chase Edmonds to the Broncos in exchange for the 49ers 1st round draft pick, Bradley Chubb, and some other additional picks thrown in there. But I think, in the short term, that's a troll account. Almost got me. I got one eye on Twitter, so bear with me. We got 30 minutes remaining in the trade deadline. Obviously, lots and lots of things are going down right now, so I'm going to keep one eye on that. Again, we thought we were going to be coming on here to talk film, but as we were getting ready to pop on, the 49ers traded Jeff Wilson away to the Dolphins for a conditional 5th. Obviously, Jeff Wilson was a running back too. He led the team in rushing yards this year so far. So it's a bummer in a sense, because I think obviously the 49ers talk about all the time how much they love Jeff Wilson and what a great player he is, what a great person he is. I've always appreciated Jeff Wilson and his time with the San Francisco 49ers. It's definitely bittersweet to see him traded away, but I do understand it from, like, if I have to put my general manager cap on, I think it's a good move from that sense. Because again, you also have to build for the future. You have to look ahead. You have to keep your eyes looking forward. And Jeff Wilson is a free agent at the end of the year. The 49ers got him back on a minimum 1-year deal this year. He was an undrafted free agent for the 49ers, I believe, back in 2019 or 2018, somewhere around there. but he was an undrafted free agent, and the 49ers just turned him into a fifth round pick. So if you have to look at it from a general manager kind of front office perspective, I think it's a decent move. I think it makes sense from recouping draft capital, especially because the 49ers gave up a second, third, fourth in 2023 to get Christian McCaffrey. They now get a fifth back in 2023. So, it makes sense. It makes sense to me. We heard kind of rumblings about this earlier in the week that maybe Jeff Wilson could be traded. And it is, pending a physical official. So let me know what you guys think about this trade. What do you guys feel? What's the vibes? You guys like the trade? You not like the trade? Got a small private group today. Not a whole lot of people hopping in. It's all good. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Again, I think it's a decent move. I think it makes sense. It's always tough to lose a player of how, and Jeff Wilson was playing really well. He was playing at a high level. Um, but, so far I like it. Trade is good for business. I like it. On the fence about it. Alex says the ones that matter most are here. Yes, sir. Don't like it, but understand it needed to be done. It's a smart move. Cool with the 49ers have to do what they got to do. With Mitchell still on the roster, it's okay, but I like Wilson. Gives me hope for TDP. So, yeah, I think we're all on the same page. I think Christian McCaffrey, and understanding that Mitchell will be back, that would relegate Jeff Wilson to an extremely minimal role. Again, barring that both those players stay healthy. Um, and if those players stay healthy, then, you know, the 49ers aren't going to really be leaning on Jeff Wilson all that much. So it makes sense. Great player, great teammate. Have nothing but respect for Jeff Wilson. He's been phenomenal this year for what he's been asked to do. He's a great in between the tackles runner. So it's definitely tough to see players that you like go. But if I have to look at this from a business football business standpoint, it makes sense to me. It definitely makes sense to me. I'm not, overly shocked by it. Um, that's a good question. Does CMC get 22? I thought about that earlier in the week when they floated the potential that he could get 22. I don't know. I think some people already bought the 23 jerseys. But, it really wouldn't surprise me if he were to kind of, 22 is available, it's open. It wouldn't surprise me um, if that occurred. Dwight says, "How does it make sense? Please explain." Okay, I'll explain again. The 49ers just drafted, or not drafted, they traded for Christian McCaffrey. With Christian McCaffrey, they gave up a second round pick, third round pick, and a fourth round pick in 2023. Now, they have a lot of compensatory third round picks coming back. So they still have quite a bit of draft capital. But again, the 49ers' lead running back is Elijah Mitchell prior to CMC coming onto the team. It was not Jeff Wilson. Oh, Kendrick Bourne. Oh, I thought they were saying Kendrick Bourne got traded. Kendrick Bourne is not being traded. is not being traded. Um, so I apologize if you came here for film. This has definitely turned into something else. Uh, definitely turned into something else. Um, I don't know if we're even going to get to film today, but to continue to go on about how this makes sense, Elijah Mitchell's coming back. Elijah Mitchell is above Jeff Wilson in the depth chart. CMC, Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson is not going to get a whole lot of run in that backfield. Plus, on top of that, if you were to keep Christian McCaffrey, Jeff Wilson, and Elijah Mitchell, that means you're cutting Jordan Mason or you're cutting TDP. In my opinion, they feel comfortable enough with TDP and Jordan Mason to keep him on the roster in place of Jeff Wilson. So it was a crowded running back room, and they took a guy who was not going to be re-signed next year. He was a free agent, and they flip him for a 5th-round draft pick. Remember, Elijah Mitchell's a 6th-round draft pick. Jeff Wilson is an undrafted free agent. So again, putting your general manager cap on, you talk about return on investment, ROI. The ROI on Jeff Wilson looks really good right about now. You're able to get him for a 5th-round pick next year, especially when you've moved some of your draft capital in 2023. Elijah Mitchell comes back, TDP, Jordan Mason still on the roster. And of course, CMC is going to take a huge percentage chunk of the workload for the 49ers running backs. So that's how it makes sense. Obviously, the concerns are if someone were to get injured, then you're like, oh, well, that sucks, right? Because if they're running out TDP and Jordan Mason consistently, then maybe we're a little more concerned. But the consideration is the 49ers are moving forward with Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell as your 1-2 punch. You're going to get Kyle Juszczyk back. The 49ers have Deebo Samuel, who's effectively an emergency break in case of glass running back. So, or break in case of emergency running back. So the 49ers have options. They definitely have options here. Ego says McCaffrey, Mitchell, Party, 100%. It is going to be those two getting the majority of the workload in that backfield for the foreseeable future. So, I like Jeff Wilson. I like the player. I like the person. I like his skill set. I like everything that he brings to the table. But this is a good move for the 49ers from a roster building standpoint. Um, it is. It's one of those. It's one of those situations where you love the player, you really like the person, you like what they bring to the table, but he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. The 49ers get value for him rather than letting him walk for nothing. And also, great point. You have Tevin Coleman on the practice squad, and we saw what Tevin Coleman is at least capable of doing in spots. Now, I don't know if you can rely on Tevin Coleman to have a Panthers like performance against everyone that he plays every single game, but you do have that option as well. So not the end of the world. Sitting in the dark. Yeah, it's overcast. It's actually raining where I'm at. So typically I got some natural light coming through. None of the natural light is coming through. And my little LEDs behind me, they keep shutting off. So I got to figure that out. Try to get them back on, but they're probably going to shut off in about 2 seconds. So overall, Marlon Mack went to Denver. So Marlon Mack went to Denver, and all those types of things. Let's see. Have you seen what the Dolphins turned the Trey Lance picks into Have you guys seen that? The 49ers, obviously, we know, traded 3 first-round draft picks to the Miami Dolphins to get up to 3 to take Trey Lance, right? The Miami Dolphins turned those three first-round draft picks, they turned it into Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and Bradley Chubb. It's not bad. Again, we talk about smart moves, taking advantage of your assets and making the most of them. If you really look at it right now, the San Francisco 49ers don't have anything to show for those for that move, because we got one win out of Trey against Houston. We got one start week 5 against the Cardinals. We got 1.5 starts this year. You know, you talk about return on investment. Return on investment is return on investment. It is what it is. Dolphins turn that situation into Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb. 49ers, unfortunately, that pick or that player that they put that capital in is on injured reserve. So, again, it's not how they planned it. You wouldn't expect Trey Lance to be on injured reserve with the freak ankle injury. But again, on the flip side, the Dolphins looking like bandits right about now, with that situation and what they were able to turn those draft picks into. So just interesting to see both sides of the coin and how it all comes together. But yeah, the trade goes down. We still got like 13 minutes left in the of the trade deadline. I wonder if anything pops off. But and I think Jeff's going to do well, because right now it's Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert are the leading running backs now for Miami. Raheem Mostert's doing a hell of a job with Mike McDaniels down there in Miami. It really is. Trent Sherfield's getting run out there. You got all the coaching staff. You got John Embry. You got Wes Welker. You got Mike McDaniel. You got like the old gang over there with the Dolphins. The 49ers face the Dolphins week 13. So the 49ers are going to see Jeff Wilson this year. And Jeff Wilson's going to be coming back to the Bay December 4th to face the 49ers. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be a reunion. It's going to be wild, man. But the 49ers clearly making moves. We have Ego says, if we win out, do we start Trey next year? Meaning Jimmy Garoppolo wins a championship. I would imagine if Jimmy Garoppolo wins a championship with the San Francisco 49ers, he's going to leverage that into a big time. He's going to leverage that into a big time contract, and it's probably not going to be from the 49ers. I think that's where the thoughts of getting Garoppolo back kind of hit a rocky road, because I don't know if the 49ers are going to invest a huge contract into Jimmy Garoppolo after the entire situation went down. Shout out Matt Barrows of The Athletic. He just dropped all the draft picks that the 49ers have right now. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 picks. So after the San Francisco 49ers traded 4 picks to go get Christian McCaffrey, they get a pick back in the Jeff Wilson trade. And right now they have 9 draft picks in 2023. They have 2 compensatory 3rd-round picks. They have 2 5th-round picks, One of those being from the Jeff Wilson trade. Another is a fifth round compensatory pick. They have a sixth round comp. They have a seventh round draft pick that was from the Jonas Griffith trade last year from Denver. They have, and then they have two more seventh round picks. So the 49ers still have quite a bit of ammo. If they want to package something, get into the second round, go target someone, they still have a lot of ammo to get stuff done and add talent to this roster. It's not over. Um, I know there was this narrative that the 49ers gave up their entire draft to go get Christian McCaffrey, and it's just not true. It's just not true. 49ers still have a hell of a lot of picks heading into this draft. So now they just got to hit on them and they got to make it work. Nice Raiders slander. I didn't even notice that was on the screen. I'm gonna have to change the name of this of this live once I get off because we didn't do a single thing of film. Oh, see if I could change it still. Nope, can't change it. Anyways, and someone said now we can go get Daron Payne. The 49ers have the compensation to go get something done right now. The 49ers have an opportunity, if they wanted to go get someone that could be available. We've seen players move today for third, fourth, fifth round draft picks. If the 49ers wanted to add some additional help, they could, but they only got 8 minutes. So in the next 8 minutes, let me know if you think the 49ers should go trade for someone. And if you do think that, let me know who you think it should be in the chat. We got less than 8 minutes to talk about this before the deadline officially closes shut. Going to be interesting to see here if we get any additional movement from the 49ers. Remember, they're going to get a lot of pieces back at the when they return from the bye. But they still got lots of picks to play with. They definitely do. Greedy from the Browns. 49ers could use some cornerback help. William Jackson, the Commanders cornerback, got traded to the Steelers today. Again, if you're just joining, the 49ers have 9 draft picks heading into the 2023 NFL draft. Let's see. Jeff Okuda, is he available? He hasn't really lived up to the hype up until this point, so you could probably get him for cheap. The Detroit Lions traded TJ Hawkinson today, which was a pretty big move and in division. Kind of tells you what they think about their team moving forward, especially offensively. But I got my eye. I got my eye on Twitter right now because again, we want to see if the 49ers make another move at the deadline. Do we have it up? What if we just got some crazy trade that just went down last minute? That would be nuts. On the screen are the draft picks that the 49ers have this year heading into the 2023 draft. Oh, this is from Akash of Niners Nation. He says, despite speculation, Christian McCaffrey can't change from 23 to 22 this season. Once a player's worn a number in a game, he can't change till the following season. Wow, that's crazy. Nothing but Niners tweeting eyeball emojis. Nothing like tweeting eyeball emojis during a deadline period. Dang, we got fake accounts. You got to be careful, man. We got fake accounts all over the place. Okay, we just got another trade. This one's real. Adam Schefter is reporting that the Colts are trading Nyheim Hines to the Buffalo Bills. Wow. So the Colts move Nyheim Hines. He's kind of like a hybrid running back slot. He goes to the Bills. That's per Adam Schefter. So we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We just got one trade. Are we going to get another one? We just got one trade. Are we going to get another one? Are the 49ers going to break through? Apparently, the Browns have been trying to trade Kareem Hunt, but a deal hasn't materialized. A few minutes left in the deadline. All right, we're getting there. We're on the countdown, baby. Are we gonna get a 49ers alert? We're gonna get a 49ers alert. I don't know. I don't know. I'm uploading Twitter like a son of a gun. One minute. 1 minute remaining. I don't know. Do the 49ers got another bold move in them? We're about to find out. Now, I think trades can still be announced, of course, after the deadline. They just have to be officially agreed upon before that window. It's officially won. I'm not seeing any Schefters. You had Matt Mayoko tweet about 50 minutes ago that he believes that the 49ers were to add a player in the next 50 minutes, it would have been an interior defensive lineman. So I would not be surprised if the 49ers were trying to get a D tackle, but it's now 101. Shout out the Panthers. Panthers are not trading Brian Burns, DJ Moore, Derek Brown, JC Horn, Jeremy Chin. So no Brian Burns on the move. It was reported earlier today that the Rams offered up 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns, and they declined it. So no Brian Burns on the move. Kareem Hunt staying in Cleveland. Cam Akers not traded from the Rams. Oh, wow. They're saying that Cam Akers might not play for the Rams for the rest of the season. All right. Brandon Cooks doesn't get traded. So it doesn't look like the 49ers are going to sneak through and add anyone. Still updating to see. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the 49ers did their work. 49ers were buyers and sellers heading up to the trade deadline, of course. 49ers traded second, third, fourth round picks in 2023 for Christian McCaffrey with a fifth round pick as well in 2024. They get back a 2023 fifth round for Jeff Wilson just earlier, a couple moments ago, but it does seem like that is it. So the 49ers are clearly set heading into their bye week and ready to go. All right, so that looks like it's it. Unless we get some super delayed report, looks like the 49ers are done for the day with the deadline passing. So, not bad. Again, I think the 49ers make the smart move to trade Jeff Wilson. I really do think it is a smart roster construction move. I understand it. You get a great return on investment for the running back, who's going to be a free agent at the end of this year. So, ooh, Brandon Cooks, Texans wide receiver, just tweeted, "Don't take a man's kindness for granted. Covered for the lies for too long. Those days are done. Cross the line with playing with my career." Ooh, This trade deadline is spicy. This is one of the more spicy trade deadlines we've had in a while. It's one of the more spicy ones we've had in a while. I saw this as well. Someone in our chat a couple weeks ago brought up Deron Payne. I thought it was a great idea. But oh wow. So the Colts get Zach Moss and a sixth that can be a fifth for Hines. So running back swap plus a pick, a conditional round pick. Yeah, looks like don't think we're gonna get anything sneak through here. So I would imagine that Deron Payne, the asking price was probably too high. And that was probably why maybe the 49ers didn't make a move there. So it would have made sense. Definitely would have made sense. The 49ers are hurting on that interior defensive line. We don't know when Kinlaw will be back, if he will be back. Eric has been basically out for the entire season. So overall, not bad. How would you guys grade the San Francisco 49ers trades this year? Draft capital for CMC, turn Jeff Wilson into a 5th round pick. What do you guys think about that? Oh, that Halloween candy? That is Halloween candy. B, B plus, B plus, B plus, A. We got a fair in there. I think the 49ers did a great job. I think they got CMC at a value. I mean, I really do. I think CMC was had at a value. And then they got decent value in return for Jeff Wilson, a guy that they weren't going to resign and they weren't going to keep for the extended future. So maybe that 5th round becomes another running back. The 49ers pretty good at being able to get good running back value. I did say that dots are the worst candy, Halloween candy for sure, and I stand by it. One of the main reasoning why dots are the worst candies is because they are the worst texture and the just don't have great flavor either. It's like you're eating plastic that sticks to your teeth. And like almost if you want to get a tooth extracted, just eat some dots. You'll be good. Oh, so again, we were going to come on here, do defensive tape, but that got completely derailed and overtook by the trade deadline. Didn't think the 49ers were going to be all that active, and they make a move. Jeff Wilson gets sent to Miami for a 5th round pick. In return, the 49ers again go into this draft with 9 draft picks, 2/3, 3/5, a 6th, and 3/7. So there's plenty of ammunition here for the 49ers to be active in the 2023 draft. They can move up, they can do different things. It's going to be interesting to see if the 49ers, potentially trade players as well. I think there's still potential for some players to get moved. But that's a conversation for a different day. I do think the 49ers do a pretty good job here at the deadline. The team got better. I would say I don't think they got worse. I think they got better with these trades. And they continue to not only stockpile talent, but they are able to kind of, again, keep their future flexible, especially with trading all those first round picks. So I can't say I'm not upset by it. Yeah, we traded the second round draft pick for Christian McCaffrey. So Christian McCaffrey is part of that haul and why we don't have a second round draft pick. So I really don't think it's that bad. Again, I love Jeff Wilson. Great player, someone that I have a lot of respect for. Corey says, have a feeling that Kittle gets traded this offseason. I mean, I'm not a big fan of that conversation. But I think it is going to be an interesting offseason. I do. I think a lot of players. It feels kind of like they're going all in on this year with this core. I really do think there's going to be a lot of like retooling at the end of this year. What that means, I don't know. I'm not a proponent of trading George Kittle. But again, I can't be blind to the business side of football. And there is going to be a business side of football that will be discussed heavily this offseason, whether that's players getting traded or whatever. We're going to find out. But you're going to have to pay Bosa. You got guys coming up like Ayuk that need to be paid. You just paid Debo. There's moves to be made. So we'll see. It's a conversation for another day. I don't know. Maybe we'll address the defensive film another time. Again, if you're hopping in or like, oh, you guys aren't talking about defensive film at all. Yeah, we got hijacked, and I was getting content out, and so I didn't change any of the titles. We just hopped in here. But I appreciate you guys. Should be back tomorrow for more lives, all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Smash that like button on your way out. 49ers been active. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.